the camera is actually tracking all your gestures. Whatever you are doing with your hands, it's understanding that gesture. And actually, if you see, there are some color marks. Rather than getting your camera out of your pocket, you can just do the gesture of taking a photo, and it takes photo for you. Right? So we are looking for an era where computing will actually merge with the physical world. And of course, if you don't have any surface, you can start using your palm for simple operation. I'm here, I'm dialing a phone number just using my hand. Yep. Or maybe New York Times had a sound overview on that, so you can actually hear on a physical book as a review of a sound.
Gave a famous talk at Harvard University.
This was Obama's last visit last week to MIT.
And in particular, I want to thank two outstanding MIT
So I was seeing the live of his talk outside in just a newspaper. Your newspaper will show you live of your weather information rather than having updated like you have to check your computer in order to do that, right? When I'm going back, I can just use my boarding pass and to check, oh, my flight has been how much delayed. Just make a clip out of that microphone and clip that to a piece of paper, any paper that you found around. So now the sound of the touch is exactly getting me when exactly I'm touching the paper. But the camera is actually tracking where my fingers are moving. You can, of course, watch movies.
Good afternoon. My name is Russell, and I am a wilderness explorer in Tribe 54.
And you can, of course, play games. Here the camera is actually understanding how you're holding the paper and playing the car racing game. Many of you already must have thought, okay, you can browse. Yeah, of course you can browse to any website. So you can do all sort of computing on a piece of paper wherever you need it. So, but more interestingly, I'm interested that how we can take that in a more dynamic way. When I come back to my desk, I can just pinch that information back to my desktop so that I can use my full-size computer. And why only computers? We can just play with papers. Like paper world is interesting to play with. So here I'm taking a part of a document and putting over here the second part of from second place, and I'm actually modifying the information that I have over there. Yeah, and then I'm saying, okay, this is the way we interact with people also, not only the physical world. The fun part is like I'm going to Boston Metro and playing Pong game inside the train on the ground, right? And I think the imagination is the only limit of what you can think. Oh, this looks nice, let me print it out, that thing. So I have a now printout of that thing, and now, so the workflow is more intuitive the way that we use. I think that integrating information to our everyday objects will not only help us to get rid of the digital divide, the gap between these two worlds, but will also help us in some way to stay human, to be more connected to our physical world. And it will actually help us.
We would look at this challenge and create an exoskeleton that would help deal with this issue. So let me now introduce to you HULK, or the Human Universal Load Carrier.
With the Hulk exoskeleton, I can carry 200 pounds over varied terrain for many hours. Its flexible design allows for deep squats, crawls, and high agility movements. It senses what I want to do, where I want to go, and then augments my strength and endurance.
We are ready with our industry partner to introduce this device, this new exoskeleton this year. So it is for real. Now let's turn our heads towards the wheelchair users, something that I am particularly passionate about. There are 68 million people estimated to be in wheelchairs worldwide. This is about 1% of the total population, and that's actually a conservative estimate. We are talking here about oftentimes very young individuals with spinal cord injuries that in the prime of their life, 20s, 30s, 40s, hit a wall. And the wheelchair is the only option. But it's also the aging population that is multiplying in number. Reduction, I must say. So we thought we would start writing a brand new chapter of mobility. let me now introduce you to Elex that is worn by Amanda Boxtel that 19 years ago was spinal cord injured, and as a result of that, she has not been able to walk for 19 years until now. Amanda is wearing our Elex. It's in our hands, and we have all the potential here to change the life of future generations, not only for the soldiers or for Amanda here and other wheelchair users.
One of my favorite magicians is Carl Germain. He had this wonderful trick where a rose bush would bloom right in front of your eyes. But it was his production of a butterfly that was the most beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, the creation of life.
Magician. I use a lot of tricks, which means that sometimes I have to lie to you. Now I feel bad about that. But people lie every day. Hold on, done it. Deception. It's a fundamental part of life. Now polls show that men tell twice as many lies as women, assuming the woman they ask told the truth. We deceive to gain advantage and to hide our weaknesses. The Chinese general Sun Tzu said that all war was based on deception. Oscar Wilde.
1-5 will get you 10, 10 will get you 20. Now, where's the lady? Where is the queen?
This one? Sorry. You lose. Well, you deceived yourself. Self-deception. That's when we convince ourselves that a lie is the truth. Sometimes it's hard to tell the two apart. Compulsive gamblers are experts in self-deception. They believe they can win. They forget the times they lose. The brain is very bad. Experiences quickly disappear. Which is why in this vast and lonely cosmos, we are so wonderfully optimistic. Our self-deception becomes a positive illusion. Why movies are able to take us onto extraordinary adventures. Why we believe Romeo when he says he loves Juliet. And why single notes of music, when played together, become a sonata and conjure up meaning. That's Clair de Lune. Its composer, Claude Debussy, said that art was the greatest deception of all. Art is a deception that creates real emotions. A lie that creates a truth. And when you give yourself over to that deception, it becomes magic.